how are you all? I hope so that all of you are doing great, and I wish that you all stay home and stay safe. So guys, today's topic is about algebraic fractions, and before we start algebraic fractions, I will discuss with you about arithmetical fractions. Remember that the concept of arithmetical fractions and algebraic fraction is same, but in algebraic fractions you know that variables are involved, and in arithmetical fractions we deal only with numbers. Like in numerator and denominator we have numbers only, but in algebraic fractions, in numerator and denominator we have variables. Like both numerator and denominator can have a variable, or one of them can have a variable. So before we start algebraic fractions, I would like to tell you that there are four basic operations which we apply on fractions. The operations are mainly plus, minus, multiply and division. And in my first few videos, I would like to discuss with you that when we add or subtract the fractions, then how do we do it. And you know that when we add or subtract, so LCM we take. And I have seen that many students, they do many mistakes in taking LCM. They don't have the proper concept of taking LCM. So in this video and in my coming few videos, I will try my best to make you clear about the concept of finding LCM when we add and subtract the fractions. So remember that whenever we add or subtract the fractions, we take LCM. And LCM, always remember, this thing is very important to remember, and I wish you to memorize it, that whenever we are taking LCM, denominators are very important. So in fractions, denominators are the most important part, and LCM depends on the denominators. So how do denominators play part while we take LCM? We will see these things in this lesson, guys. When we take LCM, as I have told you that LCM mainly depends on denominators. So like we only use denominators to find the LCM, denominators. Now LCM depends upon denominators, and denominators are of many types. What are the types of denominators that we will discuss? My main focus is about finding the LCM, and with the different fractions you face different type of the denominators. So I will discuss or try my best to tell you that how do we find the LCM of different type of the denominators. So before we start LCM, let's recap the concept of multiples and common multiples, and then what is least common multiple. Like you know that abbreviation, this LCM, L stands for least, C stands for common, M stands for multiple. So let's study about what are multiples. So if we talk about the multiples of 2, so multiples of 2 are 2 starting from 2, and always remember that the multiples of any number the starting multiple is the number itself. Like we are finding the multiples of 2, so 2 itself is the first multiple, then 4, then 6, all the numbers which come in the table of 2, 6, then 8, then 10, then 12, then 14, then 16, 18, and so on. In the same way, the multiples of 3. Multiples of 3. So the first multiple will be 3 itself. So 3, 9, 12, 3, 6, 6, 9, 12, and 15, then 18, and then so on. Now the common multiples of 3 and 2, of 2 and 3. So common multiples, you know, are 6, then 12, and then 18, and 18 is not the last multiple. There are many more multiples of 2 and 3 which are common. Like after 18, you know, we have 24, then after 24 we have 30. So these are common multiples, and these multiples of any of the number, like of 2 or of 3, they never stop. We cannot find the last multiple. They are unlimited multiples. So the common multiples are starting from 6, then 12, then 18, and then so on. We don't know the largest one. So if we don't know the largest one, then what do we know? We know the least one. Yes, the least one. 6 is the least one. Least one we know, but the largest one we don't know. So that's why the least common multiple is 6. Least common multiple is 6. So I hope so that this is clear to you. Let's take another example. Why I am explaining you through these examples? Because these concepts I will show you that these concepts are same while we are adding and subtracting the algebraic fraction. So why we are revising it, or why I am telling you this thing, you will come to know after a few minutes. So if we take another example, like for example, we find the LCM of 6, LCM of 6, 9, and 15. So the same procedure we use, like multiples of 6 are, the first multiple will be 6 itself, you are right, and then 12, then 18, and then you reach to 90, and then you will reach to 180, and then so on. They will never stop. In the same way, the multiples of 9 are 9 itself, then 18, then you will reach to 9 times are 90, then 180, and then so on. And then multiples of 15 are 15 itself, then 30, then you know 90 also comes in the table of 15, and then you know that 180 comes in the table of 15. Common multiples, first of all we check that what are the common multiples. You know 90 is the first common multiple, because before 90 you don't get any common multiple. So here 90 is the first common multiple, then 180, then there are many more common multiples of 6, 9, and 15. And I hope so that you have guessed that what is the least common multiple. So least common multiple is 90. If I ask you the question, what is highest common multiple, can you find what is the highest common multiple of 6, 9, and 15? So I know you will say that there is no highest common multiple of 6, 9, and 15. We cannot find, because these they have unlimited common multiples. So we cannot have any, you can say that we can't have any defined highest common multiple, but the least common multiple is 90, because less than 90 there is no common multiple of 6, 9, and 15. So I hope so it's clear. Now let's convert these numbers into fractions. Now we are moving towards our actual topic, like we are actually doing or learning about algebraic fractions. So you know, in fraction there is numerator and denominator. So let's convert these numbers into fraction. Like for example, if I write it 1 over 6 plus 1 over 9 plus 1 over 15. You know, if we solve this question, when we find, definitely these are fractions, and you know that you have to find out the LCM, because otherwise you can't add them. So remember, if there are fractions and we have to add them or subtract them, we can't add them as like we add whole numbers or we subtract whole numbers. We have to take LCM first of all. So when you will take LCM, so in previous example you have seen that I found their LCM, so the same LCM I will use here, that was 90. So you know, 6 times 15, 1 times 15, 9 times 10, 1 times 10, and 15 times 6, 1 times 6. So 1 times 15 is 15, plus 10 times 1 is 10, plus 6 times 1 is 6. So you add them together, 15 plus 10 is 25, plus 6 is 31. So 31 over 90, that's the answer of this question. Let's see this example in different way, and this way is basically I'm going to explain you, because this method we will apply on algebraic fractions as well. So let's see. Let's convert these numbers into their factors. Like for example, 6 you know can be written as 2 times by 3, plus 9 can be written as 3 times by 3, and prime factors into prime factors only. So 2 and 3 you know both are prime factors, 3 and 3 are prime numbers, prime factors, and plus this 15 can be written as 3 times by 5. Now when we will take their LCM, you know that this 3 is coming in these fractions, in these 3 fractions. So now you know that this I have underlined, so this underlined 1 3 will definitely come. Then these numbers which were not common in all these 3, these I have circled. So also I will write down these numbers which I have circled, like I have circled 2, I have circled 3, I have circled 5. Now you can say that this product is again giving us 90. 3 2s are 6, 6 3s are 18, 18 5s are 90. Now look carefully, 1 was the numerator. Now in this denominator we have 2 times by 3, so it becomes 6. So 3 times by 2 becomes 6, this becomes 6, and in this denominator we have this 3 and 5 left over, this 3 and 5 left over. If we multiply them, it becomes 15, it becomes 15, and by this 15 we will multiply the numerator. Getting my point? I hope so you are getting. Now look at this, this is 3 and 3, 3 3s are 9. Now look, this 3 and this 3 in a product, they make 9, and 2 and 5 are left over, so 2 and 5 they will multiply and it becomes 10, so this one will multiply by 10. This 3 and 5 make 15, 5 and 3 they make 15, and this product is left over, so 2 3s are 6, and by this we will multiply this 1. So I hope so you are getting it. So now 1 times 15 is 15, plus 10 times 1 is 10, plus 6 times 1 is 6, is equal to 31 over 90. So the same answer we are getting. So students, I wish you to understand these concepts, because if you will have a strong grip on these concepts, you will not be doing any mistake in your finding the LCM. I know that we have not done any algebraic fraction or any fraction related to algebra so now, but these are the most important things. You will see that when I will start the fractions, sometimes, you know, in algebraic fractions, factorization is involved in the denominator, so these concepts are basically used there. So if you have understood this, this is going to help you in next videos which I am going to make about algebraic fraction regarding plus and minus, and we will be taking their LCM. So I hope so that you have enjoyed this video. You have seen today LCM in different way, different perspective has come in front of you, and you will see that when we will apply these concepts on algebraic fractions, you will be in a position that you will be able to take LCM of any kind of fractions in algebra. So I wish that you like my this if you have understood through this video, like my video, please comment, any comment you can do, because if you have liked it, you have understood the concept, please comment in a way that is like you are giving me some appreciation, and also share it with your friends, with your with students, with your other class fellows, or in your family, and also subscribe my channel. These all things give me encourage and a little boost. So thank you so much.